to this new video for my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Caro Herrera, and today I'm going to be reviewing an HBO series called John Adams, as well as a biography that inspired it, also by the same name. The book was written by David McCullough, published in 2001, and then the year after it won the Pulitzer Prize for biography. As to the show, it was released in 2008, and it has an excellent cast, with Paul Giamatti and Laura Linney in the main roles. But there is also Tom Wilkinson, Stephen Dillane, David Morse, Rufus Sewell, Tom Hollander, Danny Huston, Andrew Scott, Justine Theroux, Mamie Gummer, and many, many others. Before I begin, let me just say that this will be a spoiler-free video, so you can sit back and enjoy. Oh, and just another warning, I will be focusing more on the show than on the biography. I've always loved history, and ever since I was like 10, I've been watching really great period dramas. So I can recognize when a production is gonna be pretty great or not. So I was aware of John Adams back when it first aired, but I didn't see it until 2021. Why? Well, because despite the fact that I love history, and I enjoy the US history, particularly the Civil War, because Gone with the Wind is like my favorite book ever, I've never been that much into colonial America or the American Revolution. Still, for some reason, back in the summer of 2021, I was going through this period where I wanted to really learn more about these time periods. So I started watching a lot of productions based on, 1600s to the late 1700s, as well as reading books and stuff. And John Adams, it's just such a grand production. And I mean, I loved it so much that I went on ahead and bought the book it's based on. So that's why I'm gonna review it as well. The series consists of 7 episodes that span around 50 years in the life of John Adams, beginning when he is 40 years old and ending with his death in his 90s. But who is John Adams? Well, he's one of the founding fathers of the US, as well as the second president of that country. He was a lawyer with a passion for public speeches who ended up being one of the first men to promote the idea of the 13 colonies seeking independence from England. And so we see the struggles John Adams goes through to make the American Revolution happen, struggles he mainly shared with George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson. So we follow John Adams as the US wins the war, and he is sent to Europe to become an ambassador to his country, visiting France, the Netherlands, and England. He was actually the first ambassador from the newly formed country to visit the King of England, and we see what he did once America achieved its independence. We also see what he does when he becomes the second president of his country, and we follow him through old age, even learning that his son also became president, something only George Bush Sr. and his son have accomplished so far. But another big and important part of the plot is John's relationship with his wife, Abigail Adams. They were married for decades, were always deeply devoted to each other, and the way they knew and understood each other was a beautiful thing to watch and discover. I give this series a 5 out of 5 stars review because it was absolutely beautiful and perfect and really well done. It's not my favorite series or anything of the sort, but it was so refreshing for a history lover like me to watch such a high quality production where I learned so much about a period in time I wasn't as aware of, and it left me wanting more, which is why I read the biography. And I mean, having watched the show, I think it's no wonder Paul Giamatti and Laura Linney won the Emmys, Golden Globes, and SAG Awards for Best Actor and Actresses, seeing as they not only managed to deliver great performances together and apart, but because you really believe they became the historical figures they're pretending to be. As I was watching them appearing so deeply in love on screen, I remember that they had also played husband and wife around the same time in the movie The Nanny Diaries, but there I recall I disliked both their characters, so I think it's pretty grand how they could deliver performances where in one production they love each other and in the other one they have an unhappy marriage. But yeah, overall I really like John Adams, both as a husband and as a politician. He was clever and passionate, and he truly believed in what he was fighting for, and his efforts paid off. And then to see his son becoming a president as well must have been outstanding. It was interesting to learn about the early periods of the US history through his life, and while it's a slow-paced production, I found it enlightening with wonderful costumes and settings, and I must confess that I cried my eyes out during the last episode because it had overall been an emotional journey, and I had become really attached to these people. I also want to add that whenever I see Stephen Dillane in something new, I am always struck anew by what a fantastic actor he is. He was wonderful in The Crown and Darkest Hour. His portrayal of Thomas Jefferson was really beautiful to see. It just made me happy to see such great acting. And overall, I only knew a little bit about Jefferson, mostly from the series called Sally Hemings: An American Scandal, so it was good to learn more about his political career, as well as that of Benjamin Franklin. As to the actor who played George Washington, I didn't know that much about the first president of the US before John Adams, but it was funny because when I saw the actor on screen, I thought he was Robert Pugh, so I was always in awe when I saw him portraying such a gentle, powerful figure, when I could perfectly recall him being a beast as a character of Craster in Game of Thrones. But then, as I was doing this review, I discovered that the actor who played Washington was not Poch, but was really David Morse, so that made me laugh and realize that I had real reason to be surprised since Craster was never Washington. And now, talking about the biography, I thought it was excellent. I love the writing style, and as a journalist, I am in awe of the amount of research the author did. And then, having read it, it's no wonder that it won the Pulitzer Prize. It is a long book, so I took my time with it in part because it was just a lot of things to take in, but also because it wasn't something you read for relaxation. You do need to take in everything to get what's really going on, both with Adams and his family, as well as with the birth of a new nation. So overall, I think I enjoyed the show more and would rewatch it, whereas I'm not sure if I'll ever read the biography again. Okay, so I believe this is all I have to say for John Adams. Thank you so much for watching my review of the series and the biography. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did or if you didn't, as well as what are your own thoughts regarding the book, the TV show, the characters, the historical figures they represent, the historical events I talked about, or anything else that's relevant. Also, in the description box below, you can find a link to the IMDb page for the TV show, as well as a link to the Goodreads page for the biography. And well, I'm Caro Herrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care, and goodbye!